Talking about 88 Pictures, we now have a session by them on the making of 5 More Sleeps Till Christmas. As the name itself suggests that the topic is very interesting and you would all be enjoying that. This animated family specially has been inspired by Jimmy Fallon's New York Times #1 best-selling book of the same name and is now streaming on NBC. To throw some light on the making of this colorful Christmas special, we would like to welcome our esteemed speakers, Mr. Evie John, co-founder and COO 88 Pictures. Can you please come on the stage? Yes. Hi, can we have a huge round of applause for all of them coming on stage? Then I want to welcome Mr. Prakash Dikuna, who is the VFX supervisor from 88 Pictures. Can we have the honor of inviting you on stage as well? We have Mr. Ravi Kanjipuram, who is the surfacing supervisor from 88 Pictures. Please, sir. All right. From here, I can listen to the applauses, but yes, I think the energy should be high. That's what we need from the audience, from our delegates, from everyone out here. Well, I would like to welcome Mr. Sanjeev Gharat, who is the animation supervisor director, 88 Pictures. All of you, very warm welcome. We are really honored to have you. You can come in the center. And if you need this.
Thank you so much. I think I already have a mic.
Oh, okay.
All right, super. This is great. While we arrange our presentation, I think we had a fantastic masterclass session where it was all about writing. But one quote comes into my mind that a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. What we, as a team today, we are going to show some pretty pictures of a film that, which is very close to our heart, and what went into the making of this film. So while our presentation is getting set, we would like to ask some questions. Which is your favorite animated movies? Any animated movies that you guys like? Croods. Any other? Planes. Oh, I love Planes. I was a producer on that. That's why. Hey, he's from my team. Croods is great. So I said that, okay, there is, a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. So I'm going to ask a trivia question because everyone needs to be awake for this session, because after a really sumptuous lunch, I'm sure everyone would be sleeping. So we need to have participation from everyone. I would like to ask, there was a romance between a hippo and a giraffe. Which is the movie I'm talking about? Madagascar. What is the name of the hippo? Gloria. What is the name of the giraffe? Melman. Somebody said Malcolm. Malcolm was not the word. We want to tell the story of an ogre and his friends. Do you know which is the movie I'm referring about? Shrek. That's from Nidal U. All right, so our presentation is set. Sorry. Yeah, we should be. I think Mr. Incredibles, if you could come on stage while they are getting set, we would like to give you the award for the most answered questions. Well, the others did not answer so well. You are Mr. Incredibles with your superpower. All right, so come on over. All right, this is our 88 Pictures diary. So thank you so much. Yeah, all right. We'll take a picture. This was not part of the event. We are just making this up as we walk. Thank you.
This is mouse system. I'm just providing a clicker to you. Mouse with the clicker on it. So you have to change it with this mouse.
That's fine. All right, as long as we can.
Mouse.
All right, that was part of my gig. All right, I've already spoken about this, so we will right away jump and skip 88 Pictures. So 88 Pictures is a company that is set up in 3 cities in India with 650 plus artists. We do some of the top-end animation that happens in the country. Every project that we do is different from the previous project because it is creatively challenging. We thrive on creativity. We thrive on technology. We have these 4 pillars of people, process, technology, and pride. We take pride in what we do, and we'd like to show you the project that I was talking about. If you could click, or if you could. Yeah. So this was the visuals that we got for the first movie. This was like the concepts that the director had, which had a very 2D stylized feel to it. He wanted to have these as painted frames which comes to life. So there was a new style of animation that had to be figured out. The look was something which was very unique, not like this typical Disney Pixar way. And it had to be really developed from ground up. So that was the challenge that was thrown at us. We got right onto it with all our superstars. So I would like to introduce our expert. So we'll start with Ravi, who's our servicing supervisor in terms of what went into making the look so unique, so different in this film. After that, there would be my colleague and expert, Sanjeev Garat, who would take you through the whole animation process of this film and how we went about developing a new style of animation. It was not pure 3D, it was not pure 2D. How did we go about doing this style of animation? And last but not the least, our superstar visual effects supervisor who actually developed the look for the visual effects on this film. Over to you, Ravi.
Thank you, Abhi. Hello, hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ravi Kumar. I'm a surfacing supervisor in 88 Pictures. So here I would like to present our surfacing workflow, which we have followed for 5 more sleeps till Christmas. So, okay. Just I want to say regarding about this show, few things. So this show has a unique look. It's collaboration of 3D and 2D. And it has a beautiful painterly look. So for that, what we have taken, right, we have chosen our dam keeper as a reference. From here, we have taken the brush stroke and the edge breakup. So that's we want to implement in our assets. Okay. So here is our concept. Actually, when we had a first call with our client, so we saw this concept. So these were like very amazing. And we thought at that time, so that we are going to do something different. So in this concept, okay, in this concept, if you see the light, the rim light, and well as the 2D style, okay, so we have to bring into the 3D. So, next. So now we are coming to the model. So in the model, especially we have focused on a few key points to maintain the silhouettes and as well as define the shape as per the concept. And one more thing here I would like to say, especially the hair. Hair actually what we did, so it's a completely painterly look. So we have not added any groom. So we have built the hair with the geometry itself. So here the hair was a bit tricky for us to maintain the flow and everything to support our surfacing workflow. So now come to the texture painting. So it's a completely painterly look, and what we have done, so we have used all the texture like hand painted textures. So for that we have created some custom brushes, you guys can see. So these brushes we have used for the all assets to maintain the consistency. So here I would like to say some of the process how we painted the textures. So there are few steps which we have followed. So first, the first step is we have blocked the colors. And the second one is we have added the brush strokes over here. So the brush strokes also we kept very minimal in terms of contrast level. We pushed not into the too much contrast. Third is very interesting. So even the client expectation was, he don't want any straight line. He want to break the edges everywhere, even in silhouettes and everything. So in a texture painting, we have used the edge breaker brush to break the edges. And the fourth one is we have added some lines. So wherever you get on the corners and the curvature areas. So now coming to the shading. Before that, I would like to say for texturing painting, we have used the Mari as well as Substance Painter also. So shading we have done in Maya Arnold. We have used the Arnold shaders. So here shading is actually a bit very much complex because we have to define the painterly look in a 3D. So there is another challenging task is to break the edges. If you see final renders, you can see the edge breakup on the edges. So that we have done with the point load. Whatever you are seeing that selected bounding box, those are stand-in, which I have brought as a point load. So regarding the point load, our VFX supervisor, he will explain uh, in his presentation how we brought and how we get the look. But for that, we have achieved a different shading workflow to break the edges in every asset, especially in the characters. So these are the special AOV shaders which we have created because we want to maintain the rim light effect on every asset. So that's why we have created these AOV shaders, and these were very helpful for the post-production also. And even while we doing the look dev also, we have used this AOV shaders to get the desired look. Yeah. So this is our final look dev render. You guys can see. Yeah. So this is the main character, our Jimmy, and the next angel. It's our mom, Gary. So this is one of variant of Gary. Gary outdoor. So now the props. So for the props, what we done? So props, what we have done, like we have used the edge breaker for only hero props, not for all secondary and the tertiary props, because this is the secondary prop. So that's why we have not used the edge breaker. Yeah. So this is the karate gems. So this prop is very different look. So we want to create the material, it's like a plastic, but with the brush strokes and all. So we have defined the maps with the different method because we have to bring the material, the plastic looks in the material. So we have used the supporting maps like roughness and all to get this material. And these are some other props, so telescope. Yeah. Now next, coming to sets. So sets, actually we have like some of huge sets also. So the sets, so this is the Jimmy bedroom. Yeah. So this set has been built by almost like with 100 props. Each and every prop we have painted with the hand-painted textures. Everything, if you see that wall as well as the wooden, everything is like a hand-painted textures. Yeah, this is our living room, the Jimmy's living room. You can see the bricks and the walls, everything is hand-painted textures also. So here, what we have done for the snow, actually, we want to create in a stylish way, so it won't look like realistic. So that's why here also we have approached a different method in shading to get this look. Yeah, thank you very much. And I would like to say a few things in the ending. Actually, in the shading, when we started, actually we thought like it's a completely different look. I don't know how to achieve it, but we have gone through a lot of R&Ds and all. After a few R&Ds, so we got the look and we cracked the look, and the client was very happy. Actually, what we have done, we have cleared his vision and we have achieved his whatever the expectation. He was pretty happy with our surfacing output. Thank you very much.
You will introduce?
Yeah.
I have that. Hello. Hello. It's coming.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Sanjeev Gharat. I'm an animation supervisor at 88 Pictures. I'm not a talkative person, but never mind. Our work say a lot of things for us. And I think this is a good way to interact with real audience, industry audience, and we express our thoughts in front of them. Thank you, Animation Express and supporting partners for this conducting biggest and valuable programs for a lot of us. Yeah, you stay here. Basically, I'm from 2D background, so I always love to draw and paint. So pencil and color and canvas all are close to my heart. You know, because of this painterly look, this film, Five Moves Till Christmas, relate me a lot. After this seeing beautiful artworks, that time one thought came to in my mind, like we have to create thousands of paintings and my responsibility to give them life in a new and distinct way, a distinct style. So I would like to say something more on the previous thing. So coming back to animation style, please, sorry, play animation. Yeah, bouncing ball. Play bouncing ball.
Ahead.
Next, please, next. I think again there is a technical problem, but never mind. I think, yeah, I'm talking that. So this film director looking for something new and interesting animation style. So me and our internal animation director think about animation style, and we start with the bouncing ball. I know here there are a lot of animators over here in this area, in this hall, who done this bouncing ball. I know you might be thinking why you are starting with the animation basic bouncing ball. Just to understand that, because we are not playing, we are not thinking about the 24 frames. We're just thinking about a few frames because this is a different kind of style. This is not exactly like stop motion kind of thing, not exactly like clay animation, not like Disney kind of things. So we have to think different ways. So I did, first time I draw 2D bouncing ball and then I 3D. If you see closely, you can see that few frames hold for 3 to 4 frames and some of them are in the twos. This is our first approach, which is, I think, we reach our animation style and what exactly our director looking for. The second approach, what I tried in 2D animation, can you stop one, play and stop on the one frame? Yeah, stop here, stop here. So I just wanted to say something about this. When I started this animation, we have to do in the 3D animation, but that time we don't have model and rig ready yet. So I started with the 2D animation. So again, I did same approach like 2s and 3s and 4s many times where we have to hold and where we have to keep it that frame for the ones. So this is a couple of example. One boy, as you seen, one boy is coming simple and running and falling on the rock and just came out. Can you play again? Previous one, 2D. And here is a girl who also running towards the camera with the camera motion. Just wanted to see how camera look like in the steppy animation. But I think that's not a good idea. So we camera movement done in a smooth way. So here are a couple of example what we did in a 2D and 3D way. So after several attempts of 2D and 3D animation, finally we have to start our production shot. That is, we are going to show. Please play and stop over here. Yeah. So this is a shot, this is a production shot, and we have to build such a way with the animation style also. We have to think about intent of the shot. So I have to think two different way. Like first is my intent of the shot, what character does in this shot, and second is what are the animation approach, what are we are looking for. So as you know all that, we are looking at storyboard a lot of times, understand, we take animation launch and we take note from animation launch, which has come from director, and we start thinking of that first before we start animating in Maya. So please play previous. Yeah, you can play that. So this is storyboard. After that, we did beautiful animation with the 2s and 3s kind of things. This is a layout. So in this layout, we just keep staging and composition looking at. Then we do generally blocking, and then we do animation, and this is our final output, which is done fantastic job from LRC, lighting, KAM, and render. So this is our first approach, and finally we successfully sell this shot to our client, and he liked that our animation style. And of course, I have to set one quality benchmark, and that is done, successfully done, and we go ahead. But this isn't end, right? So what about the acting and performance-based shots? So please play next. So generally what we do performance-based shots.
Everyone who's standing in this area, you are either in track 1 or either in track 2.
Yeah, hold it here, hold it here.
So that you can move to track 2 and we can start the session. So I'm going to request
I
you
wish
all
you
to
were.
head towards track
Yeah,
2.
sound is
I'm
not coming
sorry I
yet.
broke the Christmas tree, and I'm sorry about your sled. And I'm sorry I'm allergic to ginger. I didn't mean to ruin Christmas. I was only trying to help. I'm sorry I broke the Christmas tree, and I'm sorry about your sled. And I'm sorry I'm allergic to ginger. I didn't mean to ruin Christmas. I was only trying to help.
So once again play, I think I have to talk about a few things. So while we doing
That's it. Show's over.
acting shot.
I am done. I wish you never come here. I wish you were. That's it. Show's over. I am done. I wish you never come here. I wish you were. I'm sorry I broke the Christmas tree, and I'm sorry about your sled. And I'm sorry I'm allergic to ginger. I didn't mean to ruin Christmas. I was only trying to help. I'm sorry I broke the Christmas tree, and I'm sorry about your sled. And I'm sorry I'm allergic to ginger. I didn't mean to ruin Christmas. I was only trying to help.
So as you seen, this is a beautiful animation done by our animators. So they are very good in their acting. They thought about that, they acted, and then start animating in Maya. So this is our process generally for the acting shots and performance-based shots. So this is a couple of examples already you've seen. We go for the next one, which is
My dad and my mom split up a few years ago. She's always been there for me. It gets busy sometimes.
So another, Gary, the dog, who is already another lead character in the show. He is not a talking person or talking dog, but we have to think about this character like our director mentioned and director told us. He is not a kid, he is not age very old. So we have to think about in between. He is a mature, but when we put some food which is delicious, how he will react in this 2D and 2D kind of animation style. So here you already seen that this is one of our best shot I wanted to present over here. So
Look at
please
it,
stop.
standing on its own.
Can you stop here? Yeah, this is a beautiful shot I wanted to present you because it's a dream shot, and context behind this, the boy is looking for something always perfect tree. He is, I think that is a wish list, and this is exactly what he's seen when he went to buy perfect tree for his Christmas things. So you can enjoy this shot. You can watch this.
Perfectly lit. I couldn't believe my eyes. Did I finally find it, or did it find me? Did it even matter? The important thing is that we were together. Branches evenly spread.
There it was, standing on its own, perfectly lit. Look, there's even snow falling on it.
Cool.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Did I finally find it, or did it find me? Did it even matter? The important thing was that we were together.
Branches evenly spread.
So here it is, and you might have to watch this again in NVC. Thank you very much.
We have one more.
Okay.
Hi everyone. Can all of you all hear me? Okay. Hi. My name is Prakash Dikuna. I'm the VFX head for 88 Pictures, and I was really fortunate to work on this short film by Jimmy Fallon, and it had a really big vision to meet in terms of technically as a film to light and just generally get a 3D movie done. It was fine, but in terms of the creative and art directed look and feel that we had to reach was really challenging. So we had some technical issues. We had to write software, write some tools to make sure that we met each and every demand for him. The director's name was Bora. And right now what I wanted to talk to you mainly first was the director's vision. The director's vision was, he was really inspired by two things. One is Steven Spielberg in the way he shot his films. The backgrounds that were there were really, overexposed and warm with a really milked out background. And B is that the next reference was, inspiration was that of The Dam Keeper, which was really a superb film, short film. So in terms of The Dam Keeper, he liked the dry brush edge. So since we were doing a 2D, 3D kind of a combination for this film, he didn't want a straight outline that, covered the character. So it was something where he wanted this distressed dry brush look. For that, since it's a 3D character, in 2D it is simple to do, but for a 3D character that moves around and talk as you see in this asset, it's pretty hard. So the thing, how did we go about doing it was, we first just had a particle distribution first done on each hero asset and hero prop, as you see here. We did this, then there was another custom node written to make sure that each of these particles face camera at all times, even if the character turns. Secondly, it needed to have a kind of a noise map shading that gave this distressed dry brush edge. And lastly is that there was a camera detect edge node that only rendered out the breakup at the edges. So wherever the character moved, there was always a broken up edge that we achieved. So we celebrated this. We were really happy that we were able to do this. It was amazing. We matched the concept exactly and it was successful. Now, when this thing came into lighting and we had different camera angles that were there. We realized something that this edge breakup didn't really change, and it needed to be manipulated in the camera live. The director also wanted to art direct the size of the outline and broken up edge. So that became a new challenge for us. The way how we did it was we checked with our tech department. They wrote a tool for us in lighting to make sure that the lighters had some control over the radius of the particles to, to dial it in as per the shot. So that was a big relief. We happened to get that in time. We put that together and we were able to do our shots. It was successful in the mid as well as for the close-up. If you go to the next, like really close-up. So here, these are some of the things where in the close-up, we could dial this into a really fine radius and it worked really well as a charm. We celebrated this as well and it was really awesome. Then came, I mean, this was our first, yeah, you can play this. This was our first shot that we did. It's a really wide shot, so it's really cool. Now, if you can stop here. The thing is that in this shot, since the edge breakup was working really well, there was one more challenge that we faced is that since we had so many custom nodes that were already written onto this particle edge, it posed a problem in terms of we could not render this separately out. So we couldn't get AOVs for that channel, and we had to land up rendering all the hero characters like in camera. So there was very little manipulation in KAM. So the lighting team had a real challenge to kind of get this in camera. If there was any screw up, it had to be rendered again. So those were some of the issues here. But it was pretty good because we managed to at least have some AOVs that we could use to dial at least the intensity, the tune, edge, the rim light edge that was needed for all shots to give it a little cartoony feel. The background was a little easier to do since that didn't have the edge breakup, and plus that was only 2D shaded, 2D shaded and 2D textured. So that was easier to manipulate in comp. So this is our first shot that we did for the director, and this is Jimmy Fallon's favorite room since he spent his whole childhood in this. He was really particular about how it looked. So it was a relief when we got this in front of him and it was all good to go. Yeah, going to the next. So coming to some of the concepts that, that we did for Five Sleeps, one of the unique things that we started doing for Five Sleeps was we didn't do a color key. We didn't have really color keys immediately done since it was so art directed and the sets were being done as the animation was happening. What happened is that each time the layout got locked, the director would take the frame and do a paint over on it, give it to us, and we sat down there and matched lighting and all tech issues. We sorted it out in that shot and that sequence to move forward. So this is one of those shots. Now, the vision of the director was, since it was a kid's film or a child's film, he wanted it to be such that the cameras were always kept low, looking up, and the backgrounds would always look defocused, like as though it was like a really small being looking at a big world. So we tried to keep that in most of, as far as possible where we could, barring the really wide shots, of course. And we always had a really bright, milked out background, overexposed background, so that the characters would stand out with that bright edge that they all have. So that's how we moved with the vision and had a kind of rule book to handle for all these characters and sequences. And that's how we got about doing this show. So this is some of the shots. Again, you see even in the night sequences, there's always a light either from here or from the back to make the character stand out. There's a lot of bounce in the character so that it gives some kind of volume to these characters. You can just play that. So this is one of the shots like that. As you can see in some of the shots, coming to some of these shots, we had some issues with something called as jitter, because if you're dealing with particles, I guess all the effects guys, if you are here, you would be familiar with that, is that particles jitter, sprite particles jitter when they overlap each other. And that is one of the issues that we had for this. We again sat down, tried to figure out this issue and make sure that we don't get this. We were getting some problems in the noise map. We were able to locate the real issue for this. It was something to do with the noise map that we were using in opacity. We managed to overcome that, wrote some special nodes to get rid of it, and we managed to get rid of the jitter on these on the moving characters. Coming to this, okay, so this is one of my favorite sets, and I guess even the directors, because even I celebrate Christmas and it's really close to me. I love the fact that it was so varied and colorful, and this is one of Jimmy Fallon's, favorite sets too, in terms of Jimmy in the movie as a character. This is his imagination of how he imagined Cookie Day, like him and his mom, a single mom, celebrate Christmas together, and they do certain activities in each day during Christmas. So one of it was Cookie Day, and Cookie Day is something when he gets up in the morning, he's so excited. And this is his imagination of how Cookie Day is going to play out. So he had the gingerbread man, the robot, one of his toys, the narwhal, and even a skeleton there. I really loved the animation that Sanjeev did in terms of how these cards kind of moved. It was a little cool. So this is some of a really nice set that we like. Yeah, okay, thanks. Moving to this one, comp, again, the reason why I'm showing you this shot is we had in the outdoor shots millions of trees that were 3D assets. And since this film was like a 2.5D kind of an approach, like a mix, we faced a lot of problems in comp in terms of, in our wide sets, in blending the matte paints with what shading we had. We seemed to have a problem in terms of it didn't shade very well or didn't blend in very well with the background. I still see some issues over here, but we'll try and ignore them. But the thing is that we managed to blend it in a pretty good way that it was pleasing to the director and he was fine with them. So this is one of the shots like that. Yeah. So next challenge that we faced in comp was, and even for that matter, effects. The main thing is effects guys, when they were doing these shots, outdoor shots with snow breaking and other things like that. The problem was that this film in animation was done in 2s, 3s, and even 1s sometimes, depending on the action that they needed to have. This posed a lot of problems for effects, since if you simulate, you have to simulate in 1s every frame, and that again posed a problem for effects to do simulations. The way how we overcome it was we had the animation team do a special pass only for the effect shots in 1s, and then that was simulated and brought back where we dropped some frames out to make it look a little steppy. So this is what we have for the effect shots, some of them. So, I mean, overall, at every point in this film, we did face challenges, but we did celebrate victories at every point. We grew as a studio in terms of developing tools, finding out smart solutions to fix problems on the fly and make sure that we had a great film at the end of the day. So I'm really happy that we accomplished something like this, and I want to leave you guys with some of our best shots in animation, lighting, and comp for 5SL. So thanks, and I hope you guys enjoy this.